they made a comment, something like, "You're gonna be our new mummy soon." Oh my god, when that was made, I literally almost died. Like, you're bringing your children into my work now because you've got a little crush and you want me to basically be your sugar baby, and now you're telling them that I'm gonna be their new mum. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing another story time video, and today it is about a sugar daddy stalker. I know, it sounds really weird, and it's actually even weirder when we get into the story. So, rewind back to when I was about 18, I think, and I was bartending. So I was the main bartender for like this little resort that we worked at. It was like a golfing resort, so nice, and my team and like fellow staff members were amazing. I had like my own little room there, so it'd be like me, and then they'd have the restaurant in another room next to me kind of thing, and it had an open walkway, so everything was still connected and it was really easy to get to one and another. One day I had this guy come into work, and he would have been, I would say, mid-40s. It would have been about mid-40s. Keep in mind I'm 18 at the time, like just 18. And I remember the first time he came in, he just kept looking me up and down, like checking me out, and he'd make like really rude comments, but like laugh it off. You know how like especially rich older men sometimes can be a bit piggish. Actually, some guys in general are just piggish, but this guy, he was just a and he came in and he opened up his wallet and pulled out this massive wad of cash and was like flicking it in his hand, and he's like something like, "This could all be yours." And I was like, goodbye. So he came in a couple of times, and each time he'd make these like little rude comments and just like, "I'd like to take you out on a date, da 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 da." And I just thought, oh well, this must be close to his house, he must just come with his mates, da 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 da. And then maybe on the fourth time he came in, he brought, there was 2 other males and a female with him, and they were sitting outside. So we had the bar, and then you could sit outside, and it was against like a little man-made lake, so you could sit next to the water. So they went and sat outside, and I was serving them, and I went out and asked them if they needed any more drinks, and they were all laughing at me, and I was like, okay, this is really strange, but you know, it's my job, I've got to be professional. And the lady made a comment, and she was like, "Well, how old are you?" And I was like, "Well, I've recently turned 18. And she was like, "And what do you do?" And at the time I'd finished my diploma, no, I was finishing my diploma in beauty therapy, so I was saying that. And then she made a comment to the guy, and she was like, "See, she's the right age and she's in beauty. You're a perfect girl." And then the guys were laughing, and I was like, "Ugh, no thank you." No thank you. So I went back inside, got their drinks, came out, gave it to them, and he was like, "Can you come back out in around 20 minutes? We'll probably want another drink." And I thought, okay, cool, I can do that. And he came inside, and he made a comment about how if I would go on a date with him, he would pamper me. And I was just like, no. I just laughed, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing someone, and I wasn't at the time, but you know, that's generally an easy way to kind of push people away. And it didn't work, because he came back again, so that kind of put him off for the day. Then he came back again, but this time, this is where it gets creepy. He brought his 2 young daughters in, and one would have probably been maybe 5 or 6, and the other one 8 or 9, so they're still quite young. And they just were so interested in me, like kept asking me questions, and like, "We're gonna see you lots." And I was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna come back here." And they were like, "Oh no, Daddy thinks you're very pretty." And I was like, oh, thank you, that's really nice. And I was like, you're the pretty one to try and change it onto the kids. And she was like, hee hee, and same with the other one. And then they made a comment, something like, you're gonna be our new mummy soon. Oh my god, when that was made, I literally almost died. Like, you're bringing your children into my work now because you've got a little crush and you want me to basically be your sugar baby, and now you're telling them that I'm gonna be their new mum. And I just like didn't know what to say. I was like, I remember standing, because they were sitting in the bar seat, so there was like bar seats and then there was smaller tables that were like more comfortable kind of coffee chairs that you'd sit back in and lounge in. So they were in them and I was leaning down talking to them at the table. And I went back up because I still had to make his drink. I just brought the girls, I think they had like fluffies, so like the froth with marshmallows and that, like a little kid's drink. But I will say that I still like the odd fluffy. And so I took them over to the girls, and that's when they said that. And then I grabbed his drink and brought it back over to him. And he was like, so what are you doing after work? I said, oh, I'm going home, I've got to get up early. And he was like, well, do you want to come out for a drink with me after? And I said, no, sorry, like I said last time, I'm actually seeing someone. And he was like, I don't think you understand how well I can treat you. And I remember being like, far out, how am I going to get this guy to get the hint to stop trying to make me his sugar baby girlfriend? And I was like, I'm really happy in my relationship, but thank you so much, it's really kind of you. And he pulled out his wallet again, and he was like flicked his cash, and he was like, can you not see like what I can do for you? And his daughters were like, Daddy will buy you so many presents, you'll be so happy with us. And I said, oh, well, Daddy can buy all the presents for you, like, you guys deserve to get spoiled and have fun with your dad. And they were like, well, he treated Mummy really well, so when you are our new Mummy, he'll treat you really well too. What? Who tells, like, why are you telling your kids that I'm gonna be their mum? No, gross. And so I don't remember what I did, but I remember I went over to the bar and I started panicking, and I just remember thinking, like, that was literally, I think, around about the 8th time he had come in maybe a 4 or 5 week period. So it was getting quite consistent, like at least once or twice a week I would see him in the bar. And half of the time he'd come on his own and he would sit at the bar just trying to talk to me. And I remember one day I was serving other customers and he was getting quite like short and angry with me for doing my job because I wasn't paying enough attention to him. Keeping in mind the place that I worked was pretty, I'd say, high class. Like, a lot of very rich, wealthy families came to this place and played golf, or they would come and have dinner, or just come for a coffee and that kind of thing. And so I could tell that he was quite demanding. Like, he wanted his way and there was no other way it was going to be. It was his way and that's it. And I just wasn't having a bar of it. Like, he did freak me out a whole heap, but I was just like, no way am I letting you, creepy old man, come in and try push me into going out on a date with you or going home with you or whatever you think is going to happen. So I went in and I found the restaurant manager, and basically he was in charge of the restaurant and he was in charge of looking after me and making sure I was doing my job. And I remember going in and being like to him, he's back again. And he was like, who? And I was like, that guy that brought his kids in last time. And he was like, what the, are you kidding? Like, why is he coming back in again? Because we'd kind of got into the conclusion where he wasn't coming in to like enjoy a drink or enjoy food and that. It was literally every single time he came in, it was when I was at work. It was never on my days off, so obviously he had worked out what my days off were and when to come in and when not to come in, that I would be there. And he would only ever try and be around me. Like, he wouldn't go into the restaurant, or like he wouldn't do anything. He would just try and be in the bar talking to me and somehow communicating with me on and off. And so my restaurant manager at the time, he was like, nah, you're not going in again, that's creepy, like he's getting way too far now. And so we sent one of the other guys in to look after the bar. Oh my god, I just remember, because there was like a little mini bar in the restaurant. I remember being in there polishing glasses while I was waiting for them to leave so I could go back in. And he poked his head round to see where I was, like poked his head round the side and was just kind of like looking at me like, what's going on? And I had to go into the wine cellar, which was in between the two. Yeah, in between the two there was like a wee glass room. And so I walked in there and he came up to me and he was like, oh, why aren't you in the bar today when you're coming back in? And I was like, oh, I'm not in the bar today, I'm rostered for the restaurant. And he was like, well, can you swap with him? Like, I want to chat to you. And I was like, no, sorry, like, I'm at work. I don't actually get a choice where I get rostered onto. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just come into the bar here and talk to you. And I was like, well, it's actually a restaurant, so you need to be sitting down having a meal in the restaurant. You can't come up and hang out at the bar. That's why we have the other room. And then I just like, because in my mind I was like, I've got to go away from him, I've answered his questions, grabbed the wine and then went straight back, and I was like, I've got to get back to work, enjoy your drink. And after that I saw him one other time and then he never came back, because I think he got the hint that I was going to make sure I could not speak to him if he came into work. But yeah, so that is my try hard sugar daddy story. So no, he wasn't my sugar daddy. Yes, he was trying to be my sugar daddy, and don't get me wrong, I would love to be pampered by my boyfriend when it comes to that point, but not really by an older man and not someone creepy and stalker-like like him. Nah, not my buzz. It was just like, it blew my mind when he brought his kids into the store. Not to the store. When he brought his kids into the restaurant and then bringing them into the bar. Because I mean, for one, generally most people don't bring your children into the bar, let alone tell them that you're going to be their new mum. Very weird experience. I've got an even worse stalker type experience for the same job, so next time I will tell you guys about that, because like this dude tried to get into the kitchen where I was hiding with the chefs. Yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my mini random work story, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Bye!